Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below, and we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by New Kids on the Block, and that's One More Night, so I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So this genuinely frightened me when it popped up on my feed, because these boy band comebacks seem to be flopping left, right and centre right at this moment. It's scaring me. It's like the pop punk comeback which happened last year with the likes of Sum 41, Good Charlotte and Blink-182. Yeah, it's not going well. I mean, just look at that horrific track the Backstreet Boys released with Florida Georgia Line. So it's fair to say I'm going into this track with incredibly low expectations. So shall we see what I thought of it anyway? Well, you know what? It's actually pretty good, and probably the best pop track we've had thus far this week, which is kind of crazy really. I mean, sure, it's very cheesy and very corny, but I kind of expected that. But what I didn't expect to hear, however, was an exciting bass line, a sweet double step beat, and a load of interesting timbres in the mix. There is definitely a lot to like in this new track, and I know people will go in with completely different attitudes to one another, but for me this track worked, and it's definitely the best track I've heard since the recent resurgence of 90s boy bands, so they're sort of leading the way really. Bravo! Production-wise, this track is strong, and I know there are elements which could have been done a little bit better, but it's actually one of the best production cycles I've heard from a pop group in a little while now. I love the wholesome yet tonal bass that jammed away in the low end throughout this track. I love the slightly rattly feel of the drums and the deep kick that drove that pulse in that double step beat, as I've already mentioned. And I also thought the track was full of interesting little timbres and tones which just sort of raised the musicality of the track, I guess you could say, as well. Even the faint pads and synths were better than what I expected, and at least carried a tone which was recognisable in the overall mix, and that I can remember as well. I will say that the vocals are very obviously tampered with and do sound quite auto-tuned and pitch corrected, but then again I kind of expected that, and it's no different to your average pop track really. So you know what, I'm going to give this one a thumbs up as a clean and precise production cycle. So again, bravo! When it comes to the musicality of this track, I thought the vocal performances were surprisingly good. I thought the bass line was catchy and memorable. I thought the chorus possessed a hook that would get stuck in a lot of people's heads, and for me it just did its job really. It's a quick, fun pop track with 90s influences, and that's exactly what I wanted from it, and it just did that very well. I did think the track sort of dragged towards the end though, and the constant repetition of parts does get a little grating from time to time. But I thought each transition was pulled off professionally, each section carried through decoration, and which was necessary as well, just so it sort of took away a little bit from that repetition. And I just didn't think the track did all that wrong, if I'm totally honest with you. I will say there were some moments that are a little bit too cheesy for me, perhaps turning away many people who are looking for something a bit more contemporary, but I can kind of see and get over that really. Lyrically, well, the track is immensely cheesy and corny, but I wouldn't really have it any other way. It sounds like an instant ready mix of everything cheesy in 90s music. The syllabic behaviour is also incredibly predictable and overtly dumbed down, but having said that, I've definitely heard worse just today in fact. So all in all, a pretty decent track that I actually recommend if you're looking for something quick and fun to jive to with some 90s influences in just thrown in for fun. So I gave it a G rating of 6.5 out of 10, which is above average. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. But bye.